Hi guys, Office Bloke Dave here. I hope by now you know that I am doing all types of music content over here on this channel. I am reacting to stuff. I am hopefully going to start making music again. There is some of my older music on the channel still. A couple of Snake Stomper songs, a couple of songs I did with my friend Stacey. But I'm doing all things music here. So that being said, I'm going to delve into something that is different. It's the first time I've done it here, but it's Onstage Freakouts by musicians. I'm sure there's an absolute wealth of Onstage Freakouts from musicians. I wonder if Axl Rose will be in there anywhere. When I was younger, my thing was, it was like in the daytime go skateboarding. In the evening, we just used to go to gigs constantly. So the amount of live bands I've seen, festivals I've been to, things like that is crazy. It used to be my life, and absolutely loved it. Very rarely saw people freak out on stage, if I'm being honest. Maybe at festivals a little bit. I've seen like incidents where main stage at a festival, they've had to stop the crowd and get everyone to move a couple of steps back because people are getting crushed, and bottle fights and things like that, but not seeing too much freaking out from musicians, to be fair. So I'm interested to get into this one. So this is Onstage Freakouts by musicians. Let's do it.
Well, that was uncalled for. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Onstage Freakouts by musicians.
Give me a f***ing break. 1 minute left.
Looking for more Watch Mojo videos with a British twist? Well, pack your bags and take a trip to Watch Mojo UK for even more bloody brilliant content.
For this list, we'll be looking at the funniest, most shocking, and most notable temper tantrums and freakouts by a musician on stage. Warning, this video contains explicit language.
Stupidity just f***ing runs the world because entertainment is stupid.
Number 10. Josh Homme kicks a photographer in the head. Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age is well known for his short fuse and irritable personality. One only needs to watch his profanity-filled tirade against an audience member at Norwegian Wood to know that.
Turn the f*** around, you chicken shit f***ing
Another shocking moment came at K-Rock's Almost Acoustic Christmas concert when Homme kicked a photographer, seemingly without reason. According to the photographer, Chelsea Lauren, Homme violently kicked her camera, which was driven into her face. She was forced to seek medical treatment at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Homme later apologized, saying that he was, quote, lost in performance.
I was a total dick.
Number 9. Are there any Nickelback?
There's not much coming back from that, really. Not only is it attacking an innocent photographer that's done nothing, but it's also, in essence, let's say it like it is, it's kicking a woman in the face. That's pretty sketchy behaviour from... He's a big guy as well. I don't know. I've always... I was always a big Rancid fan, so after the drama between Tim Armstrong and Josh, I always kind of stuck to the Rancid side of things, even though I don't get involved in other people's drama and I don't fully know what went on. Never been the biggest Queens of the Stone Age fan, but he does I saw him on Rogan years ago, and he actually seemed like a nice guy. He seemed pretty cool, but that's a dickhead move. That's bang out of order.
Fans in Portugal?
Have we got any Nickelback fans in Portugal?
Well, evidently not. After an irritated Chad Kroeger asks the audience if there are any Nickelback fans in Portugal, he is met with tame cheers. He then asks if they want to hear some rock and roll, or go home, before petulantly raising his hands in bewilderment.
Up to you. You guys want to hear some rock and roll, or you want to go home?
He is then smacked in the head by a thrown item, which results in Chad defiantly saying goodbye to the crowd before walking off stage and flipping them off. If there were any Nickelback fans in Portugal that night, the band likely lost them with this performance. Number 8.
At Leeds Festival in the year 2000, I was 13 years old or something with my mate Ash. It was our first ever festival, and I don't know if people that aren't from the UK will have heard of these, but there was 2 pop singers called Daphne and Celeste, and they did their 2 songs that they had on the main stage, and it was like Slipknot, Blink-182, My Vitriol, Rage Against the Machine, Super Suckers, there was some big bands and some heavy bands as well, with obviously Rage Against the Machine, Slipknot, and then these 2 young female pop artists come on and start doing these 2 songs that they've got, and they got absolutely pelted with bottles the whole time. It was brutal, and they stuck it out. They did the 2 songs. Neither of them got hurt, as far as I know. It was pretty shitty, to be fair, but they stuck it out and they stuck to their guns, did their performance, and got off the stage. And by all accounts, got a lot of sympathy and empathy from the bands that were playing. But yeah, these things do happen, especially at festivals.
Dave Grohl kicks a fan out.
No. You don't fight at my show, you asshole.
If even good guy Dave Grohl gets angry, you know something is wrong. In the middle of performing Skin and Bones at the 2011 iTunes Festival, Grohl cuts off the band to break up a fight in the crowd. After identifying the culprit in the striped shirt, Dave swiftly kicks the fan out of his show and receives a great round of applause.
Hey, in the striped shirt, look at me right here, motherfucker. Look at me. Get the out of my show right now. Get the out.
Why? Because the only thing you should be doing at a Foo Fighters show is dancing. This freakout actually comes off as an endearing moment for the lead singer because you can tell he just wants everyone to have a good time. Buzz off, guy with striped shirt.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up. That guy was an asshole. He's out of here.
Number 7. Josh Tillman rants about idiocracy.
Do you people realize we have an entertaining tyrant happening right now?
He may go by the stage name Father John Misty, but chances are most fans didn't shell out music festival cash for a sermon about the numbed collective consciousness, political beliefs, or philosophical musings.
Do we think that our hilarious tyrant is going to be met with a hilarious revolution?
Tillman was set to perform at WXPN's Exponential Festival, but rather than grabbing his guitar and putting on a show, he decided to smoke a cigarette and lecture about the numbing effect of the entertainment industry, the nature of evil, and the stupidity of the world.
No, look over here, put your self-awareness on.
He then improvised a winding piece before covering Leonard Cohen and prematurely walking off stage. We don't know if he was on something, but it sure killed the audience's buzz.
That screams
Number
drugs
6,
to me.
Axl Rose jumps into the crowd. Axl Rose, vocalist of Guns N' Roses, certainly has a flair for the dramatic. He is infamous for his tirades and meltdowns, but the best of the bunch has to be this one, which sees him literally jumping into the crowd.
Now, get that guy and take that.
After telling security to take away a man's camera, Axl proceeds to jump into the crowd and take action into his own hands. He then blames the lame-ass security before slamming the microphone down and storming off stage.
Thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
It's not every day you see an entertainer leaving the stage to literally attack their own fans. But hey, Axl Rose has always been one of a kind. You never know what you're going to get with him. Number 5.
Yeah, I don't like him. Just don't. I want to say one of the Download festivals years and years ago, and it was Guns N' Roses on the main stage headlining, and it was Suicidal Tendencies in the tent, like the second sort of stage or third stage. And like all my mates were going to Guns N' Roses, and I was like, no chance, I'd rather go and watch Suicidal Tendencies. And I went and watched their set, which was the final one on the stage. Then that stage was shut down, went out, and Guns N' Roses still hadn't come out and started playing. It made people wait like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, just for Axl Rose's attempt at singing that he does nowadays. Not for me. I mean, Appetite of Destruction. Is Appetite of Destruction? It's that long since I listened to it. It's a classic album, but yeah, it's not for me. You got to be humble. You got to take care of your fans. You got to have a community. Don't be a dickhead.
5. Courtney Love freaks out. Okay, this one we can actually understand.
Throwing that up is stupid and rude, and I'm gonna beat the out of you. Do it again.
While playing in Brazil, Love stopped the show to deride a fan who was constantly throwing up a picture of Kurt Cobain, frontman of Nirvana and husband to Love for 2 years before he committed suicide.
Go see the Foo Fighters and do that shit.
She called the fan rude, explaining that she has to live with the memory of Kurt every day and that throwing up pictures of him is disrespectful and stupid. The man apparently does it again because she curses him out, flips him off, and leaves the stage. Most on-stage freakouts are childish, but this one, while still unpleasant, feels heavier and more personal. Number 4. Kurt Cobain has a tantrum. Speaking of Kurt Cobain, here he is in action doing very Kurt Cobain things. Kurt was seemingly hammered for this performance, as he randomly stops performing in the middle of the song, staggers backwards, and slams his guitar into the ground. He then goes on a rampage of destruction, which includes destroying the drum kit, knocking over and viciously headbutting the amps, and using the drum cymbal as a blunt instrument. Like a similarly weird freakout at the Hollywood Rock Festival, it's hard to tell if this is just a drunken escapade or an unwell man desperately crying out for help. Number 3, Donita Sparks throws her tampon at the crowd.
Come on, guy.
No, we take that back. This is surreal. Sparks, co-founder and vocalist of metal band L7, was truly not feeling up to facing the wrath of the crowd on this day. While playing at England's Reading Festival, the band experienced technical difficulties, and the irate crowd began to fling mud at the stage in frustration. In retaliation, Sparks took out her tampon, said, "Eat my used tampon," followed by an expletive, and flung it at the crowd.
Eat my used tampon.
It's hard to know where to begin with this. We're used to vocalists yelling at people, jumping into crowds, and destroying equipment, but this is something else.
If we are invited to Reading next year, I will be giving birth and eating the placenta on stage.
Number 2, Billie Joe Armstrong's famous meltdown at iHeartRadio.
This shit. I'm gonna play a new song. This shit.
This is one of the most well-known meltdowns in internet history, musical or otherwise. Green Day was performing at the iHeartRadio Festival in Las Vegas when vocalist Billie Joe Armstrong noticed that they only had 1 minute of stage time remaining.
I've been around since fucking 1988. And you're gonna give me 1 fucking minute? You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Rather than bowing out gracefully and putting on a hell of a final minute, Armstrong abruptly stopped the song and went on a slurred, profanity-filled tirade, complete with declarations of how long he's been around, and that he isn't Justin Bieber, whatever that's supposed to mean.
Let me show you what 1 fucking minute fucking means.
He then destroys his guitar, flips off the officials, and saunters off stage. We've seen angry people before, but this is a full-on meltdown for the ages.
1 minute. God fucking love you all. We'll be back.
Not quite at the end yet.
Fairly certain they would have had like a set time of 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour or whatever, and they were running over, and then the sign says 1 minute, which is normal. You want to see a comedy show and sometimes the lights will flash or something will happen to indicate they've got a minute left or 2 minutes left or whatever it is. It's a bit over the top, that one. Could have just gone into they could have just improvised for a minute and just gone crazy punk rock and made the point in a different way rather than ranting like that.
Almost there though. Just be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Alright, back to business. Number 1, Kanye West's rant in Sacramento. Kanye West has always been a controversial and dramatic figure, but he elevates his game here and delivers what is surely the greatest meltdown in music. Check out this up.
It's not good. It's not good at all. I think people pay a lot of money to go and see artists. You know, I can't imagine the Kanye West tickets were cheap. And to turn up an hour and a half late and just to rant at the crowd about politics and about popular culture and things like that, that's not what you're there for. I think when people's egos become too big and they think it's all about me and my thoughts and everything I've got going on in my head, and it's not. Play your songs. People are there for your songs. There's nothing up with a little bit between songs or making a point about something, or if there's something huge going on at that particular time. There's nothing up with talking about it a bit, but come on, guy. People aren't there to listen to your podcast. They're there to listen to your music. And if you're not playing any music, you play a couple of songs and then you storm off. People pay for babysitters. They've probably gone for food before. You know, they bought drinks for extortionate prices at the gig. You got to stay humble. You definitely got to stay humble. There's so many bands out there and musicians out there that deserve to be on that stage more, in my eyes, if that's the way you're going to behave. But yeah, just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of all that. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you want to see more of this type of thing, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you again soon.